Give me my vote. Give me my life. Give me my right. Or be prepared for a fight. My question is, as an organization, do we have statutes? Do we have, a way of ensuring that we do not fall foul to the same that we are actually utterly against? So, thank you very much.
The My Right to Vote, the way it's structured and the way that we wish to work is that we want to establish our credibility internationally, which would mean that we have to subscribe to all sorts of things whereby there are people who will have oversight over My Right to Vote. And those people who will have oversight over My Right to Vote will not be Zimbabweans in totality. There'll be different people. We're looking for the intellect and the professionalism so that when an audit comes in, it is vetted. In the similar way that you see the observers come into every one of our elections, we would want a similar thing to come to My Right to Vote, for them to go through our paperwork, to go through everything, to make sure that we're above board in that particular way. And that's one of the reasons why we're saying the headquarters will be here in London, so that that can happen, so that that transparency can happen, because at the end of the day, it is the international arena that will give us that credibility, so that when we say, here are the results of the last plebiscite, they're taken seriously.
Right, thank you. I've just got just one question. Seeing that Zimbabwe is divided and Zimbabweans are bruised, and we know that the government has actually divided the people, how do you endeavor to make sure that this is very inclusive and to unite the people of Zimbabwe?
Division, just like poverty, is an instrument of governance. You'll find that you go back to our history and you hear about battles, wars, and everything. Now, the intention and the attempts, obviously, as you get more of our information, is to avoid precisely what you're talking about, the division, by ensuring that whatever we do, yes, we can have somebody monitoring from above, but when we take ownership of that My Right to Vote, then it is for us to present a vanguard against division. You can see what actually happened to our country, and I think that, as I said, that there are stages in people fleeing. I think people have seen division and what it causes. It is the right time now that when you're telling, we have tried division, see what is done to us, and you might, as I think the Chief used the expression, you'll be pushing against an open door. The Zimbabweans that I meet have seen the harm that division has brought upon them. But it is up to every one of us here. You can't preach it, you got to practice it. And this is a request, I'm sure, that will be going through to say, Zimbabweans, find each other. Avoid this which has brought us to this perilous state that we're in our country.
Yes, no, I think that's a fair question, and my colleagues have answered it well. If I could add just a little to that as well. Division in Zimbabwe has been stage managed. It has been cultivated. It has been given fertilizer. It has been watered. It is an old principle of divide and rule. Thereby, you'll be continuously ruling those people. For us, it's about facing that head on. To say that as a people, let us start on the very basic issue, this one to vote. Because if we don't come together on this one to vote, every single political party that is trying to bring change in, that is trying to stand for different parts of the communities in Zimbabwe, will fail 100%. They will not succeed because the foundation is flawed. And the foundation has been flawed on purpose. It is about saying to each and every one of those groupings, each and one of those political parties, come together so we can fix the playing field. The analogy which I always give is that here are two football teams playing. You have Dynamos, you have Highlanders. They are playing in Bulawayo. Before Highlanders comes onto the field, the referee says, hold on, manager. You can't have a goalkeeper. You can't have a forward. You can't have a wing. My question is, then why play football? It's the same thing in Zimbabwe. Why are you engaging in politics when I can tell you right now what the result will be in 2023 if there's an election then? The result in 2023, good folks, all of you who are in politics, is that you will win the support of the people, but you will not form the government. Guaranteed. No questions about that. So we are saying, come with us. We understand, we accept there are divisions. We've lived amongst them, we know that. But we're saying, let's start somewhere to rectify the whole thing.
I have a quick suggestion. I know that time is not on our side. You asked the question, obviously we are in this struggle together, and I would be sort of reflecting the question, because to expect somebody else to take on a problem that is not just mine, is yours as well. If, with permission, I think Mr. Mtangiri speaks very, very eloquently on this particular. Do you mind? Do you mind actually sort of just giving us, because you gave a very eloquent actually sort of talk about this, and it was just impressive.
What I want to say is, ladies and gentlemen, if you take this thing, 1, on regional lines, 2, tribal and racial lines, you are shooting yourself in the foot. We have seen this for years. It doesn't work. I can give you an example of this country where we are in. Scottish and English don't like each other. But when it comes to national issues, they are like this. Yeah. Once you know that you are home and dry, I might not like him, he might not like me. But when we are talking something of national interest, let's bury our difference and work together. This is a problem in Africa, not only in Zimbabwe. Go to Kenya, there is this Kikuyu and the Kakwa and whatever, you name them. It's slowing progress in Africa. And if you can imagine, the wall of the world, Europe, America, they are standing because of the resources coming from Africa. But where is Africa? Our people are reeling in poverty. Why? You cannot really blame them. Because they took advantage. Oh, these people are so disorganized. Let's use their resources. France won the World Cup twice using 98% of African players. You all know it. So if we take this thing on tribal, regional, and racial lines, we are doomed before we even lay a brick.
I also heard the chief mention about how the people in Zimbabwe can help. What I'd like to know is, how do you think the people in Zimbabwe can be mobilized under the circumstances where some of them may be struck with fear and others are going through a lot of pain and hardship?
We are indeed very much aware of the pain and hardship our brothers and sisters and families, our kith and kin are going through in Zimbabwe. It would be irresponsible for people to be saying they should endure more, that they should go out in the streets more when the atmosphere is so terribly, terribly harsh towards them. What I would be saying, or what we would be envisaging, is that since we've launched the My Right to Vote campaign here, this is a God-given opportunity to open a new front, whereby in their homes, in their places of work, wherever they are, they do not have to put themselves in harm's way. All they have to do is just, on that little phone of theirs, get in touch with your people in the diaspora. Whoever you are, whether you're in Kai, Katoma, wherever it is, get on that phone to your people in the diaspora and tell them, please, for heaven's sake, register with My Right to Vote. It is opening a new front, and in the same way, we will be keeping them safe. We will be keeping them out of harm's way, because they are faced against a phenomenal machinery. A machinery that has been carved and sharpened over 40 years. You cannot ask an old woman who has not eaten for 5 days to stand up again. The last time she did that, she was beaten with a truncheon. So let us not do that to our kith and kin in Zimbabwe. For them, the biggest advice I could give them is get on the phone. Get on your phone to your relation, to your friend in the diaspora. Make it clear to them that your hopes are tied on that. My right to vote.
Thank you very much, Chief, actually, for alluding to and for asking that question as well. To expect the greatest change in our country to come from Zimbabwe is like the proverbial expecting somebody to lift themselves by their bootstraps. But what we've got to be, and it comes back to where I said you'll hate me, the role that you have in transforming what is in our country is very much on yourselves. Otherwise, you will be like the eagle that I told you about. You'll die in regret. Another thing is this. A scramble of good news, like My Right to Vote is growing like wildfire. My Right to Vote is a conduit to a change in your lives. That will not only lift spirits, it will embolden even the people that have been sort of suffering that hardship to say, what is not death? That is a translation. People will actually find the strength to say, yes, there is hope out there, and this hope will make me to actually sort of try to actually sort of stand up against the system that is so stacked against me. So there is so much that depends on us as people that are outside that problematic situation that the question has asked about. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you for all the Q&As that we've had. I think it would only be fair if I ask if there's people who want to reflect on what we've had today, if you want to reflect on what you've taken in today, if we have anyone, just one or two people. If you have anything to say about our beautiful launch today.
I think what I take from here is we've been studying here, or studying whatever we do here, and all we ever do is look at these WhatsApps about what's going on back home, and really it only took someone to, Chief, for example, to say, Kanti Tina, what are we doing here ourselves? And if we can be mobilized as a group, as Zimbabweans, this thing should go miles. So really, to me, it's the first time that the idea of bringing everybody from that particular country that is suffering, it's the first time I've come across this. And I think held or conducted properly, the dividends should be huge.
Anyone else?
What I could say, or particularly to encourage, the people, is just for the people. This is what they can do now, and tomorrow, and next week. Just to remember, my right to vote, and the change will come from within, not from without. Okay.
I've taken so much in, and we all have taken everything in that we've heard from our speakers, and it's not going to leave here. We're not going to leave it here. We're going to take it home, take it to our WhatsApp groups. I know we all have WhatsApp groups. We're going to take it there to our Facebooks. Let's make use of the social media that we have, because it's a really good tool that we can use to communicate what we have today, and we can make an impact. We are the change. Each and every one of us in this room, we have to bring that change to our homeland. We have to bring that change, and we can only do that if we all just have this one message and sing one song for us to get the right to vote, because we deserve it. We have to. It's our right. We have to vote. This is the end of our program, and thank you so much for being here. And I know this does not end here. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody, and may God bless you.
Give me my vote. Give me my life. Give me my right. Or be prepared for a fight.